How to think like a native speaker, the secret of brain processing. Hey everyone, welcome back to Smart English Start. Many English learners say, I understand English, but I still translate in my head before speaking. If you want to speak fluently, you need to train your brain to think directly in English, just like a native speaker. In today's video, we'll explore how native speakers process language differently, and I'll show you 6 powerful techniques to stop translating and start thinking in English naturally. Why translating slows you down. When you translate in your head, it adds extra steps to communication. You hear English? You translate it into your native language. You think of a response in your native language. You translate it back into English. This process makes conversations slow and unnatural. Native speakers don't translate word for word. Instead, their brains process language in chunks, entire phrases, not individual words. If you want to sound fluent and natural, you need to retrain your brain to think in English directly. Step 1, learn phrases, not individual words. Instead of memorizing single words, learn entire phrases and expressions. Instead of busy, learn I've been really busy lately. Instead of tired, learn I'm exhausted, I need a break. Instead of help, learn could you give me a hand with this? Your brain will recognize phrases faster, making speaking more automatic. Try this. Write down 3 full expressions today and use them in conversation. Step 2, describe things in English instead of translating. If you don't know a word, don't translate. Explain it in English. Instead of translating giraffe, say, it's a tall animal with a long neck. Instead of translating delicious, say, it tastes really good. This forces your brain to stay in English mode and think creatively. Try this. Choose an object near you and describe it in English without using your native language. Step 3, train your brain with thinking exercises. To develop English thinking skills, practice these simple exercises. Narrate your daily life in English. While walking or cooking, say what you're doing. Plan your day in English. Before bed, think about tomorrow's tasks in English. Talk to yourself. Imagine conversations you might have and practice them out loud. These exercises train your brain to default to English without needing translation. Step 4, shadow native speakers to internalize natural English. Shadowing helps your brain absorb native rhythm, pronunciation, and sentence flow. Listen to a sentence from a native speaker. Repeat it immediately, mimicking their speed and tone. Practice daily until it becomes second nature. This method rewires your brain to process English naturally, just like a native speaker. Try this. Pick a short video or podcast and shadow for 3 minutes today. Step 5. Use AI and Immersion to speed up English thinking. The more English you surround yourself with, the faster your brain adapts. Change your phone and social media settings to English. Use AI chatbots to have daily English conversations. Read and watch content in English only. Immersion forces your brain to process English as the primary language, making translation unnecessary. Step 6. Challenge yourself to think in English for 10 minutes. One of the best exercises is forcing yourself to think in English. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Only think in English, no translation allowed. If you don't know a word, describe it in English. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Final challenge, train your brain to think in English. For the next 7 days, practice these steps. Learn and use new phrases instead of single words. Describe things in English, not by translating. Try thinking in English for at least 10 minutes a day. Comment below, do you catch yourself translating? Try this challenge and let me know how it goes. Train your brain, think in English, and see you in the next video.